Tego, let's talk about balloons.
Okay.
I know I brought it up already, but we were talking at a team gathering about people's memories of Balloon Fiesta. And I remember my first fiesta. It was in the early 80s. I was in college in Portales, and a group of us got in one person's car, and we all came to Albuquerque and stayed with, I don't remember who, somebody's family. And we're on the couch and on the floor sleeping and got up early, and it was really cold, and I was not prepared. Being from Minnesota, I thought I was a Viking and I wasn't gonna be cold. So I was freezing because we went at 4 in the morning, and it was a spectacular balloon liftoff, just, like, mind-blowing. This little girl from a farm in Minnesota
Yeah.
at the balloon fiesta, and at that time, they didn't cap how many balloons could be there. I don't remember how many there were. I know it grew very much after that, but it was just mind-blowing to be on the field and realize that you could be in the middle of them all, not just watching from afar.
That was my big takeaway from my first balloon fiesta, which was 1993. And I just moved to Albuquerque. I knew about the balloon fiesta. I was living in Durango and Four Corners, Cortez, that area before I moved to Albuquerque. And I knew of it because we would get the local news. We'd get Channel 4, KOB in Durango, right? That was the news we would get up in Durango. So I knew of it, but not until I moved here in 93 had I ever gone to the fiesta. And that was my big takeaway was, wow, you can like just walk around, like around all
Yeah,
the balloons and just be out with all the pilots and
yeah,
help them fill their balloons and all that stuff. So yeah, that was my first memory of it. And then of
yeah.
course, Tracy, with our kids growing up here, obviously that to me was really the highlight for the balloon fiesta was when the kids were young and bringing them to the fiesta.
Which leads me to my other amazing memory that comes up every year in my Google Photos, and it was the year our son went without us, and my sister Jane and a group were all there, and they started crewing for this balloon crew from France, somewhere in France,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And they ended up inviting him to jump in the basket right before they took off, and we get the phone call and go, "You better go out in your yard and look for this balloon. Kolya, your son is up there." And so he got a balloon ride, and it was a really long ride, right? The box was in effect. They came up, they came over Corrales, Rio Rancho, and went all the way back. And as I recall, they landed at the field.
Yeah.
And it was a
Yeah.
long, long ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
So that was really cool because there was video of from our family down on the ground watching him take off, and there was video from him being in the balloon, and it was pretty awesome.
yeah. No, it is. Obviously, we're pretty proud of it.
Yeah, it
And I think a
makes
lot of
us
us here in
special.
Albuquerque are pretty proud of the Fiesta and what it's become. And yeah,
So let's talk about the implications for homes and real
yes,
estate, right? A lot of home
that
sellers.
was an amazing segue. Good job.
Yeah, that was not intentional. I'm not that smart. A lot of home sellers think we're going to have a lot of people in town and their house will get a lot of extra showings during Balloon Fiesta. And actually, historically, showings drop off during Balloon Fiesta. I have a theory. People get up 3, 4 in the morning, 5. They are in traffic for an hour. They go to the balloons. They have a
You're
burrito,
talking about the
the
visitors.
visitors,
Yeah.
and they're exhausted. They go and they take a nap at their hotel or where whoever they're staying with, and we don't see a lot of people shopping for homes during Balloon Fiesta. What we do know is Balloon Fiesta makes a huge impression on a lot of our visitors, and they come back later and say, "I came during Balloon Fiesta and loved it, and I'm looking for a place to buy now." So it's not usually during the fiesta, though.
Over the years, we've heard that many times from people that are relocating here. It's like, yeah, the first time I came to Albuquerque was with Balloon Fiesta. Of course, the other one, it was first time I came to Albuquerque, I was in the Air Force. We hear that
Oh,
one a
yeah.
lot too.
Or I came to Santa Fe and I had to stay in Albuquerque on my way or something.
Yeah.
Or I love Santa Fe, but Albuquerque's more affordable and I want to be closer to the airport.